Hey guys, so today's Thursday, that's the day I have my gaming group that meets, and we've been looking to get into a new role-playing game recently because we haven't been playing D&D for a while. One of the members of our group, Lance, brought in this new role-playing game that we hadn't seen. It's not a new game, but it's a different one that we hadn't seen before. And it's basically a superhero role-playing game, so you can create a superhero with your own powers, you can customize it basically completely. And then you fight crime and stuff. It sounds pretty cool. What I really like about it is that literally any superpower is possible, just about. If you can think of it, there's a way to make it in the game. We're probably going to try it out next week to see if we want to keep playing it in the future. And I'm kind of hoping we do, just because I like the idea of making a funny character. In the game, you can basically make yourself more powerful if you take a weakness, sort of like Superman is super powerful, but his weakness is kryptonite. So what I was thinking, I don't know what my power would be yet, but I know what I want my weakness to be. I want it to be so that when I'm in awkward social situations, I lose my powers. So my character is going to have to, spend the entire game avoiding, parties and stuff. So, if a criminal is ever, threatening a really busy place that my character would need to go into and talk to people, not gonna happen. I can make it really interesting if it's the superpower is super charisma, so he's really good at talking to people, so most of the time the situations aren't awkward at all, but sometimes if someone is really good at resisting his powers and could get him into an awkward situation, then all of a sudden he's just completely uncharismatic and it makes it super hard for him to get out of that awkward situation. Although another party member is considering making a character with looks that can kill, so that might be sort of overlapping a little bit. Apparently at first level, with just a basic character, there is a way to make a character where their superpower is the ability to turn off the sun, but they can't turn it back on again. There's no possible way to make your character powerful enough to do that. It's also possible to make a character that's just invincible, but that's boring. I wish I remembered the name of this game, but I'm sure I'll be playing it at least next week, so I'll remember it by the end of next week. I'll come back with an update at some point. There's this really cool mechanic where you can take a power and then give it what's called hard dice, and it's all based on rolling 10-sided dice. So if you take hard dice in a power, it costs extra skill points, but that means whenever you use that power, you always roll a 10 for it, so you do it the best you possibly can. Most of the time that's a good thing, but it also means that you can't not do it as well as you possibly can. So if your power is super strength, and you go to shake someone's hand, if you have hard dice in that, you will rip their arm off or something, or break their wrist when you try to shake their hand. Another interesting thing I was thinking of doing was making a character whose power comes from his money, he's sort of a Batman kind of guy or an Iron Man where he's a millionaire who can buy all this stuff to make himself a superhero. But what I was thinking was, instead of him being a millionaire, he's just kind of a normal guy who spends all his money on being a superhero. So the rest of the time he has to live, eat ramen every day, but he's a superhero. He has the world's most high-tech mech suit, but he lives in a studio apartment. I don't know. I'm pretty psyched to try it out, really. We haven't played a role-playing game in a while. We've just been playing random board games, so it's gonna be fun to get back into that. My friend Jan also gave me an idea for a superhero, and that is Slothman. Slothman, you see, his superpower is that he is super smart, and he can predict basically anything that's gonna happen a long distance into the future, 10 hours or something into the future. But he's a sloth, so he's super slow. So he'll predict something 10 hours from now, and then he'll have to start preparing for it immediately in order to finish on time. You could also go with sort of the tact of taking a different superhero's name more literally. You could have Iron Man, whose superpower is to carry around an iron and iron clothes. I don't know how that's a superpower, but he could probably use that to fight crime. I think you could probably also just create someone who's really good at something, create someone who's a really good singer, and their superpower is just to impress people with their singing really easily. I don't know, I'm just kind of speculating as to the rules at this point. I don't actually know them all, but Lance said that you could basically do anything, so I'm operating under that assumption. But yeah, if you have any superhero ideas, I'd love to hear them. If you haven't played any role-playing games, I highly suggest it. They're a lot of fun. You just get to be a character, and then you roll dice to see what happens, and sometimes you die, and sometimes the other guys die, and then hopefully you win. What if I made a character who was almost invincible, but allergic to pain? So as soon as something did manage to get past his defenses, it would do a ton of damage. If he got a paper cut, he could die. I'm gonna have fun just coming up with random character ideas for whenever I think of it, I'm just gonna throw it in a vlog. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.